3:18 a.m. in the eastern Pacific Ocean, approximately 280 kilometers northwest of the Colombian coast, at the Joint Command Center. An unexpected red alert flashes. Data from a secret intelligence network reveals a high-speed vessel, a go-fast type, has just departed a clandestine staging area, heading towards Central America. This is the largest transit corridor connecting North and South American markets. On the Dark Sea, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter, the USCGC Hamilton, is on patrol. Advanced radar sweeps, coupled with drones operating at 1,000 meters, simultaneously detect an anomalous heat signature moving at approximately 70-80 km/h. It's moving too fast. This isn't a traditional fishing boat. On the Hamilton's bridge, the captain orders preparations for a 12-person boarding team. Equipped with rifles, tactical gear, impact helmets, and sea-fastening harnesses, they prepare for the mission. The air is thick with the smell of salt and engine oil. They know this is a dangerous assignment. The criminals are armed and ready to resist. Intelligence indicates the boat is likely carrying a mix of narcotics, with cocaine as the primary focus, possibly along with distractions. These vessels often have armed crews ready to fight back. Their tactics include jettisoning packages overboard, letting the currents carry them away for later recovery. The boarding team is ordered to lock onto the target immediately. In this international context, it's crucial to prevent the vessel from reaching the Costa Rican coast or blending in with fishing fleets. If that happens, interdiction becomes incredibly complex. 3:40 a.m. The target has changed course. The Go-Fast, less than 12 meters long with a planing hull, accelerates to 80 km/h, cutting through the darkness. Two response boats from the Hamilton are launched simultaneously, piloted by diesel engines, their infrared lights cutting through the gloom towards the distant waterborne shadow. Overhead, an MH-65 Dolphin helicopter launches at high speed. Waves crash, floodlights illuminate the target on the water. The Go-Fast realizes it's been detected and speeds up, weaving. Then, 5 packages are quickly tossed overboard. Each weighs dozens of kilograms, encased in plastic, and disappears beneath the waves. The warriors on board prepare to resist if boarded. From the helicopter, a sharpshooter fires a warning burst across the bow. Still, they attempt to maneuver between the 2 Coast Guard response boats, seeking escape. The Special Operations Team demands the engines be disabled immediately. A sharpshooter sights in on the twin external engines of the Go-Fast. 2 precise shots ring out. The sound of tearing metal, then a silenced engine, smoke spewing. The remaining engine roars and then dies. The boat spins in chaos, nearly colliding with the nose of a response boat. At this moment, everything is measured in seconds. A rib from the Special Operations Team pulls alongside, grappling hooks secured to the hull. 5 operators leap across. The suspected ringleader among the 5 is immediately subdued. Another lunges with a folding knife, but is quickly disarmed. All 8 are cuffed and secured. The helicopter remains overhead, its spotlight illuminating the water. However, the adversaries are members of the Cartel, and they are not easily deterred. 2 more speedboats emerge from the south, each about 10 meters long, accelerating to 70 km/h. They open fire with PKM machine guns from their sterns, intending to rescue their captured teammates. Tracer rounds streak across the water. The Special Operations boats must break formation. The Dolphin helicopter diverts, its sharpshooter firing warning shots at the 2 boats. Providing cover, it slows down, while the others continue their efforts to approach the captured vessel. Gunfire erupts, the roar of engines turning the sea into a tense battleground. With direct support from the helicopter, the Special Operations Team engages. An operator fires a short, precise burst from a grip-tight boat, destroying the machine gun on the stern of one of the pursuing vessels. That boat, now crippled and lacking firepower, retreats. The remaining Go-Fast continues its aggressive defense, employing grenade launchers, firing continuously at the response boats. The Hamilton's radar picks up activity. Its defensive systems open fire, intercepting all incoming projectiles in midair, protecting the forces on the ground. Seeing their attack fail, the opposing vessels activate jamming equipment, attempting to blind the radar and cut off support from the cutter. However, the Hamilton's countermeasures maintain all communications. The helicopter, the Dolphin, descends, its sharpshooter seizing an opportunity. A precise burst of gunfire targets the engine compartment of the Go Fast. The engine explodes, the hull smokes, and the vessel is rendered immobile at sea. Reinforcements are dispatched. 5 additional special operations boats from the Hamilton race to establish a pincer. Under the glare of 3 powerful spotlights, the Go Fast is in trouble. Firepower from multiple directions converges, leaving no options. Within 10 minutes, all 3 boats are subdued. The crews surrender. 4:15 a.m. After 35 minutes, the U.S. Coast Guard has gained control of the situation. Following an investigation, the Special Operations Team secures the scene, mitigating the risk of fire or explosion. During the inspection, numerous fresh scars are discovered on the hull, confirming it's a smuggling vessel. Engineers bring out hydraulic cutters. With the screech of metal, the reinforced floor panels are removed, revealing a void beneath. Inside are vacuum-sealed packages with 3 layers of protection, plastic wrap and waterproof sealant. Underneath, a white powder is visible. Cocaine. Compressed blocks of cannabis, meticulously packaged, are stacked alongside. Each block is divided into smaller sections, covered with thin plywood to conceal them. The monitoring team immediately begins calculations. Based on the quantity and weight, the cocaine is estimated at approximately 1,900 kilos, with around 700 kilos of marijuana. The sheer volume is staggering, silencing the entire crew. This is no small operation. The estimated value is $500 million. In addition to the drugs, 2 semi-automatic handguns, a folding knife, and a mobile device appearing to be a satellite phone are found. The memory still stores coordinates and encrypted text messages, indicating a rendezvous point in Costa Rica. This will be crucial for further investigation. Everything is documented, each package is numbered and sealed with encrypted plastic ties. Every operator's helmet camera records the entire process, ensuring an irrefutable chain of evidence for court. Once the false compartment is exposed, the floor panels are temporarily sealed to prevent water ingress. The 5 suspects remain detained at the stern, their faces illuminated by spotlights. They remain silent, their expressions vacant, realizing their fate was sealed the moment the double floor was breached. But this is just the beginning. A long journey lies ahead. Towing a vessel with this much cargo back to shore presents a significant challenge. With such a large quantity, will the Cell Cartel attempt to intercept and steal the load? Stay tuned. As the packages were jettisoned, cargo reconnaissance drones were deployed. Infrared cameras tracked the floating objects. The 5 packages thrown overboard today have drifted approximately 0.6 westward, carried by the current. Their precise coordinates are logged. The Coast Guard team recovers them, completing the mission just 30 minutes before the tide changes. 2 ribs are deployed, each equipped with nets. Ignoring the waves, infrared devices illuminate the water. The entire team moves through a defined corridor. 17 minutes later, the first package is retrieved. The wet, multi-layered plastic casing is opened, but the contents remain undisturbed. All 5 packages are recovered, each placed on a rib and fitted with temporary waterproof labels. Hydrostatic and engineering methods are used for further weight estimation, adding approximately 460 kilos of marijuana and 120 kilos of cocaine. Combined with the previous inspection, the total seized contraband amounts to roughly 2,360 kilos of cocaine and 820 kilos of marijuana. This substantial seizure, following recent busts, signals a war on the most prevalent drug trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific. Strict protocols are followed. All recovered packages are dried and sealed in waterproof bags, photographed with GPS coordinates, and then tagged with numbered plastic ties. The 5 packages are returned to the Hamilton's main deck, secured within a locked steel container with a double-layered defenses. All seized items are stored here. Under the supervision of Marine and Special Forces units, while the boarding team inspects the packages, the technical team accesses the satellite phone. Text message chains provide data. Coordinates can self-erase after 48 hours. Analysis reveals a widespread method. Coordinates linked to precise timestamps corresponding to tidal shifts, with a new code word every 50 kilometers to confirm the journey. The vessel merely needs to follow the procedure. The route and destination analysis proves to be near Tumco, Colombia, a notorious trafficking hub. A cell broker is expected. The mission is to divide the entire cargo among several smaller vessels. A large number of canoes are positioned along the coast for access to land. Methods for dividing the load are employed, increasing detection probability. Each canoe carries only a few hundred kilograms, easily blending in with local fishing boats, reducing the likelihood of detection. The technical team calculates that this journey will undoubtedly include safe points for armed escorts. Therefore, the plan to bring the seized vessel and its cargo ashore requires a new secure plan. The coordinate logs show various stops. These are often locations with armed escorts at offshore anchorages or broker vessels, ready to engage if problems arise. Based on experience from previous seizures, the unit estimates at least 2 support groups will operate from the Panama Canal to Costa Rica. One group uses fishing boats, camouflaged with nets. Another group may use speedboats armed with machine guns and sensitive equipment. Their objective is to rescue captured personnel if possible, or destroy the vessel in case of capture. According to projections, the towing plan could change at any moment. Throughout the night, the Hamilton will maintain its position, towing the seized Go Fast. 7 escort RP boats patrol in a protective circle, their formations constantly shifting to counter any surprise incursions. The Dolphin helicopter remains on standby, its 10-kilometer range infrared sensors circling the convoy. Officials emphasize that ensuring complete stealth is the current mission. The contraband and accused individuals must be brought ashore intact, giving CEL no opportunity to claim them. Simultaneously, secure communications are activated. The Hamilton alerts Priority 1 signals and notifies Allied naval units operating nearby. The U.S. Navy destroyer Arleigh Burke, over 60 nautical miles away, receives orders and prepares for action. A patrol boat operating off Costa Rica is designated as a pickup point. The entire corridor is immediately covered by units ready to provide support and engage in case of an attack. At 5:10 a.m., the Hamilton begins its long journey, maintaining a speed of 40 km/h, towing 3 damaged Go Fast vessels, the suspects in handcuffs. The estimated distance is over 1,500 kilometers to port. All evidence is handled according to military standards. Water from the false compartments is also sampled and sealed for analysis. Drug-related information monitoring continues. The file emphasizes the right to process and inspect on the global seas based on multilateral agreements to prevent any legal disputes. The detainees receive medical examinations by military doctors. Their fundamental right to legal counsel is respected. A maritime security unit reveals another significant detail: a deep warehouse within a mangrove forest, 12 to 15 kilometers from the coast. Around 7 o'clock a.m., the Hamilton's radar detects a high-speed signal from the leading escort team, 8 kilometers ahead. A Go Fast vessel is trailing them. All warning systems blare continuously. The entire escort convoy goes to high alert. Red tracer rounds streak across the waves. The escort ribs form an outer perimeter hundreds of meters away. The Hamilton's protective firepower responds immediately with interceptor fire. The Dolphin helicopter descends, firing a warning burst. After just 4 minutes, the adversary retreats. This brief targeted attack proves CEL wants to test the defensive line's strength. They may be assessing the escort convoy's security level, contemplating a withdrawal or planning an infiltration. However, with the formidable presence and immediate support available, CEL's attack is deemed impossible. As the seized Go Fast vessels are finally brought to the handover point, the impact of the seizure extends beyond the criminal act itself. According to reports, over 2,300 kgs of cocaine, valued at over $500 million, has been removed from CEL's reach. Furthermore, the cost of replacing the vessels, the silence of mid-level contacts, and the disruption of operational routes constitute a significant blow to their financial flow. The drug highway from Colombia to Central America, once considered a maritime superhighway, has been broken. To prevent recurrence, operating teams are instructed to adjust their routes to be an additional 150 kilometers offshore. This means a higher risk of adverse weather. Fuel costs will skyrocket and efficiency will plummet. Every journey risks becoming a storm, and storms can sweep away entire shipments and personnel. More importantly, communication lines are severed. Offshore meeting points used for purchasing and dividing cargo into canoes are now compromised. In the coming months, all semi-submersible vessels and all vessels operating at greater distances will be subject to thorough evaluation. Additionally, the psychological impact will ripple outwards. Debates will arise. Are the traffickers hoarding cash, waiting for Cell to resume operations? Given this level of failure, the underworld standards dictate silence for 1 to 2 shipping cycles to prevent further losses. At this point, the cash flow is blocked, breeding suspicion and destroying internal credibility. This operation has dealt a cascading blow. Furthermore, the supply line is severed. Cell is forced back into the shadows. The operation concludes, yielding valuable lessons. With organized criminal groups, their firepower and speed are not inferior to conventional armed forces. In other words, any unit lacking modern guidance and standardized training stands little chance. This is a domain where individual skill is insufficient. Reliance on a comprehensive technological planning system is paramount. From practical applications to tactical and legal lessons, significant impressions are left. CEOW constantly seeks ways to exploit legal loopholes in court, denying the seizure or questioning the chain of custody. Therefore, everything must be sealed, from the smallest gram to the largest. Discoveries are made based on international standard units. All steps are documented and photographed to ensure an unbroken chain of custody. This is the power of law, a significant factor against offshore firepower. Only with irrefutable evidence does the battle at sea truly end on land. Subsequent upgrades are also being considered by the U.S. government. Who will be integrated? To predict future trends based on wind and current direction, underwater sensors are being researched to detect semi-submersible vessels, a type of vehicle increasingly popular with Cell. Every seizure means minimizing danger in coastal towns. Families fall victim to drug addiction. The ocean remains wild, but the highways are no longer safe for crime. This is a clear message sent to those who bring death. Faint white powder, the eye of justice is always watching the sea. The net of justice is ready to be cast at any moment. Thank you for watching. Continue to follow our stories. If you enjoy this type of narrative, turn on the notification bell after subscribing to the channel to continue reading compelling stories.